My name is Taylor Reynolds. I'm a third-year seminarian at the North American College from Alexandria, Louisiana. I'm the fourth child of four. I'm in my third year, and this summer I'll be ordained a deacon for the Diocese of Alexandria. At the NAC, each seminarian has an apostolate they choose that they go to every week to do charitable work to encourage them to learn the skills of being a priest that you can't learn from books. My first year, after looking at all the options, I saw the prison ministry. In my diocese, there are a lot of prisons, and it's something I've never done. Not necessarily because of fear, but just never had the opportunity. I entered and was able to meet once a week with a small group of English speakers in the first section. So this Tuesday apostolate that we had was very important for them to grow in their faith and to learn what they themselves don't understand about Christ, about the scriptures, about how do I have faith in a place like this, in a prison, that's very dark, that's very cold. How do we bring joy into this kind of situation? So it was very important for me not only to prepare and to bring something to them, but to pray for them and to give them the example of, someone who has faith, someone who has joy, and that they are called to bring that joy and that happiness to other people with their own examples in their own lives. I remember there was one time I was going in to visit the regular guys, and there's this one guy, he was behind the bars, and he was there smoking his cigarette, and he had like all the tattoos on his arm, and I just stopped and talked to him. I was like, what's your name? And he's like, Draco. And I'm like, oh, Draco, okay, that's kind of intimidating. I was like, where are you from? He's like, Yugoslavia. And I'm like, wow, so I'm like already kind of intimidated by him. And he just looked at me, he goes, what you're doing is great. He goes, you see all these people out here? He goes, I pray for them. I don't pray for myself, but I pray for them. I pray that, they'll be holy, and maybe God will come back and help me. For me, I guess I walked away from it of like, giving a person the opportunity to believe, of not writing a person off, looking at them right away saying, well, this person, he's a prisoner. This person, he's got more tattoos on him than, the bikers I see on the highway. Don't writing them off because of that, because they're sometimes the ones that have the most faith. They're the ones that, realize what state they're at. They're the ones that cry out to God the most. And for me, that was really powerful, just being able to, whatever guy you see, give him the most you can. One area that was always a source of strength was going to confession. Weekly going to confession and just kind of keeping myself clean, keeping myself, before the Lord as a sinner, helped me to really enter in, because as you can imagine, entering into that environment sometimes can be very, very hard. Also, definitely going into adoration. Because I normally went straight from school to adoration, so I always would try and stop into the chapel and invite Jesus into me, and that we go into the prison together. We all want to do like the big exciting things. I think that's good. I think it is good to want to change the world, to go out there with high hopes and, hoping that like I can change someone's life, I can do something, having that hope, having that joy, set the expectation high, not for yourself, but for the Lord, and put yourself out there saying, Lord, if you want this conversion to happen, I'm ready for it. God's never outdone in generosity, as the saying goes. So you put yourself out there high, the Lord will answer. But at the same time, don't miss out on the little moments. The little times whenever there's that person that you see every day. That might be an opportunity to evangelize. There's one person that I just caught out of the corner of my eye, and I almost didn't tell them hi, but when I stopped and started talking to them, they were struggling with a huge burden. There was some of the guys who just had a horrible day, and the fact that I stopped for those few minutes just to talk to them, that was the biggest thing I'd done the whole meeting. So just be aware of those little moments as well, because the Lord can take those little mustard seeds and make them grow. I think the new evangelization it's just presenting the message of salvation in whatever circumstance you find it. So like what's new about it is just there's a new world, there's new people, there are new problems. The message is always the same, that, you know, Christ died for your sins and is risen, and he comes to bring you that new life. I think there's people that are still longing for that, and most of all, they're longing for joy. People are longing to find that joy of the risen Christ that they see only in us. You know, it's only in being joyful that people will be drawn to that. You know, there's so many times of like people just wanting to talk to you because they see something in you. They see something in your joy, in your smile, in just that little kind word you say. The fact that you told this person, you know, good morning. That's different than, you know, maybe the other people they've encountered, and it's because you're a Christian. So I would just say, the new evangelization, yeah, it's just taking the message of salvation to the highways, the byways, to everywhere, and just bringing it with joy, bringing it with a smile.
If you would like to participate in the next program of Cast Out Your Nets, sharing your testimony of apostolate and evangelization, visit our website at www.eukmami.org for more information.